In Sutra 244, when you dedicate yourself to sacred study and mantra recitation, you will come into contact with your chosen deity. So now we're looking at this svadhyaya, this self-study, which is often translated as self-study, but here in the sutra itself refers to sacred study and mantra recitation. This is a traditional interpretation because the study that a yoga practitioner would do back in Patanjali's time would be to study the texts, would be to recite their mantras. And that's what would help them come into contact with universal consciousness through meditative practices. Because this was also written within a context of Vedanta and Hinduism and these Eastern religions and ideas, each person probably had a chosen deity that they worshipped. So, for example, Shiva or Vishnu or Brahma or Ganesh or Lakshmi or any of these deities in the Hindu pantheon. And the idea here of this self-study was so that you could get closer to your relationship with your chosen deity. And you would choose that deity as a tool, as a means to help you connect to the principles that that deity represents, as a way to help you see those principles in yourself, as a way to then see that you are universal consciousness itself. So the deity was a tool to help you further connect to universal consciousness. Today, yes, we can study these texts like the Yoga Sutra, what we're doing now. We can recite mantra if that's part of our practice, although that doesn't have to be the only thing that you can do for self-study. You can sit and reflect on how you are engaging in these principles that we are learning about in this course in your own life, how those principles are working for you, and as importantly, how those principles are not working out for you. How are you failing in utilizing these principles in your life? That is just as important to understand in your self-study so that you can look at what's not working and make choices and take action so that those principles do start to integrate in your life. Failure is not an issue here. It's a requirement in order for us to continue to grow. And that is what self-study is all about, studying our failures and our successes to see what is working so that we can continue down this path and so that we can continue to get closer to understanding our true self and making that connection with our true self. And we know from studying the sutra that that connection is everything. And once we have that connection, so much possibility is available to us, just as much as all this possibility is available to us on our way towards creating that connection.